girl in there, I'm gonna be upset.
There is.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dress the Quest. I am your wonderful lore keeper for the evening, and I have not only our normal crew, but our very first guest of Dress the Quest Season 3. And boy, am I excited for this one because not only is that a big deal, but also the entirety of this next couple episodes are going to be surrounded around one of our characters as we start to unlock their backstory and character arc. So, before we continue, I, of course, am going to let all of my beautifully wonderful players say who they are and who they're playing, and then we'll get right into understanding what happened last week. So, to start it off, let's go with Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, also known as Idly. I'll be playing Erwina, your Stars Druid. Sparkle, sparkle.
Sparkle, sparkle. Chris.
Hi everyone. I'm Chris, and I will be playing Jin Jack Wonderful, our life cleric. Life.
Torrance.
Hi guys, I'm Torrance, and I will be playing your Oathbreaker Paladin, Castle. Breaking oaths, everybody.
Breaking Oaths. And our wonderful guest, Steve.
Hi, I'm playing Elowin Leaf Shade, and I am playing your druid tonight. That's all you get to know about me so far.
Two druids in the party this evening. I wonder what kind of chaos that'll bring. All right. Well, as we know, we're going to go here in just a moment to the intro, and that way we can get an update on what happened last week. So, last week was quite a busy week as the caverns proved to be a little bit more challenging than expected as the party searched far and wide for evidence of the lost fisherman. Boat scraps were found towards the entrance, but nothing was able to be connected. The party followed a wisp of energy deep within the bellies of the cavern, where an old, decrepit figure resided next to a magic cauldron. With an intense fury, Castle rose her divine blade and, pulling from her training and power beyond what was normal, struck the hideous creature down to its knees. Benji took control at that moment and made Ma Chiselbone, the lake hag hidden within the caverns, beg for her life. The creature informed Benji of a lost past, and before any more could be found, Snark, our mischievous goblin, ran up beside and sunk a blade into Maud's side, and the face fell into the cauldron. A lost ritual hidden in the blood of our barbarian revealed a childhood not expected. Following a very ancient ritual of mourning, which they found deeper within the caverns, a culture left the party speechless, and memories of a song brought Benji to tears as it rang through her mind. A dormant skeletal figure that was summoned by one of these wisps pulled itself from the depths of the ice and confronted our party. The massive axe struck our paladin and flung them back 10 feet, but then tensed up for a possible demise as they pulled their prowess together and took on this undead. Now, our Oathbreaker Paladin rises their blade once again, striking the skeletal frost giant down. But not before Snark once again comes in and finishes him off with a stab to the leg. Now that it's finished, it's strange that the blade is starting to smoke, and as it smokes, some sort of energy is poured from the frost giant's corpse into the blade, strengthening it. As they headed back to the town of East Haven, they found themselves back at the White Lady, the small inn that they had made such a ruckus at a couple nights before. They all went down to get a good night's rest, where they were able to recoup and relax for the first time in quite a few days. But not all of them were able to relax, as Jinjak got a strange vision of a lush land deep within Icewind Dale, hidden from the sight of the Frost Maiden, but As they continued to watch, the ice started to creep across the lush land, through the gardens, up the up the wooden holdings of where this artifact was shown, and then completely snuffed out as the darkness hit them. Unsure of what that means, we're going to go find out in just a moment as Jinjak wakes up. Nope. Nope. Goodness gracious. I will get the right one tonight, I promise. All right. So, my wonderful party. Jinjak, we're going to start with you here as you have seen this vision now, this lush area to the south of Icewind Dale. You could tell because of the mountains themselves gave wind to what is called the spine of the world, in an area that you've seen before. What do you do?
Well, first thing first, I'll get up, do my morning prayers. Don't want to skip that. Shantae doesn't like it. And then I'll check on Snart and notice he's not there, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're sharing a room. And then I'll open the door, figuring that he probably went out, and then I'll go knock on the ladies' room. Actually, no, I knock on Arwena's room.
All right.
Room door.
Door knock. You hear that knock, Arlena?
Arwena, it's Jim Jack.
What hour of the day is it?
Well, that's fun, right? Because we are in Icewind Dale, so the
Yeah.
hour feels weird, but you've gotten your 8 hours.
Okay.
So if you looked outside, you would see the aurora borealis just glistening across the sky, noticing that it is a daytime setting. However, day is not the same in Icewind Dale anymore.
Okay. Then she's not as groggy as the last time she got up after staying up way too late. So she'll open the door, like pulling on her like old worn shawl. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to wake you up. I reckon you're already awake. Us being farm folk and all. But
At least this time I wasn't up scouting ahead way later than I should have.
I wanted to pick your brain for a bit. Also, I had a vision.
You had a what?
I had a vision, you know.
All right.
It's my first one, so I'm a little bit, flustered.
Oh, you get used to them with time. I think, because I had one.
Really?
I think so. I think I had one. Yeah, I did.
Well, I expected it to be fairly obtuse and cryptic, but it's
Mhm.
actually pretty clear. Uh, the goddess wants me to go somewhere, except I don't know this place too well, Icewind Dale, and you do. Also, I wanted to maybe pick your brains and just share it with someone.
Okay. Yeah, I can be a sounding board. It's
Shall
okay.
I wait till you get all ready and I'll meet you downstairs?
It it'll just be a moment, and you see like all of like her vest and all of like the accoutrement that she carries on on her belt. All her knitting stuff is like in kind of like this nebulous nest on her
I'll wait
bed.
till you're
Yeah,
downstairs.
it'll take just a moment, and then like Scruff is probably like chewing on a yarn ball.
All right.
Yeah, you can see Scruff in the corner, just tossing this yarn ball like one side of the room and the other side of the room, and then
We're still training.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go scratch on the murder mom's door and see if either of them are awake, all right?
Sounds good.
So I very carefully take my mace out and I stand far from the door and I tap it, making sure I'm not in the line of the door. Hello?
What?
Hello? Hello, you lovelies. Good morning.
so you
I
see in your room, you kind of take a stretch, and where you normally would have Benji, you just kind of there's no one, there's they're not there.
I'm immediately awake. I go from being very groggy to instantly awake. And I'm just like, uh, yes. And I get up and go to the door, fighting off my sweet precious baby. No,
Candle
Candle.
is
No, 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 not today.
Well, I'll wait for her to open the door.
I open the door.
Good morning, Castle. I hope I didn't wake you up. It's just I had something that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah,
If with you and Benji, if you're
she's gone.
what?
She's gone. Uh, she's gone. I don't know where.
Oh, she may have come up early and she's already downstairs chowing down, or sorry, having tea.
We always we always get tea together, so she's gone.
Oh,
It's fine. What's going on?
uh, I had a vision, and I want to share it with you.
Okay.
Well, mainly I wanted to. Well, yeah, I had a vision.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for Irina to get herself ready, and I figured we'd meet downstairs. And
Scruff, no, put that down. Scruff, drop it. Drop it.
Candle
Drop
goes
he
it.
just kind of
Candle
tosses
goes
it.
flying out the door towards Scruff. Okay, fine.
that's
Fine. Yes, I will see you downstairs. I'm interested in this vision.
You hear the heavy footsteps of the two dogs just against like one side of the wall, and then they kind of slide into Arowina's room, and are now tussling over the ball of yarn. Strangely enough, these dogs are acting very cat-like at the moment.
that's fine. That'll give me time to prepare the morning sermon. I mean, story. All right. I'll just trundle downstairs then.
Okay.
And are they cooking in the kitchen?
Uh, Bart is cooking in the kitchen. Yes. Ronaldo has set up the tables, and for the most part, you can see that no one else is in here. So as you come down to notice that there is no tea set up, which is very strange for you, Ronaldo will very quickly. Your friends stepped out just a few hours ago. They said they were going to go check on something they found in the caverns, and they were both very flustered about it and kind of just wanted to quickly go. They said they'll be back soon. Wherever you're heading, just let them know, and they'll meet you there.
Well, as soon as I know where I'm heading, I'll leave a message with you then. Those two brats running off like that. Do you need a hand?
Oh no, I'm good. I think we've got enough of the.
Hey.
Oh, Bart might need a hand in the back.
Ah, all right. I'll go help make breakfast.
Okay. You can see Bart's very slow at his job, though there was nobody here, so he didn't really think he had to be very fast. But he'll look. Oh, hello. It's been a minute. Well,
No, no.
a day.
Bart.
Yes. If you can just grab that over there, and then I'll keep whisking this, and we should have some meals ready here in a couple minutes.
I'll break out my own cook's utensils to help out.
All right.
He's not proficient. It's survival, right?
Yes.
All right. I'll call upon a blessing from the Earth Mother,
All right.
and I'll help out with breakfast. Oh my God. I should have saved that for later.
So this is where you get to tell your story. I mean, what does a 20 in Jinjak's breakfast look like? You have a large amount of food that you can pick from at this point. The amount of money that was brought in during the festivities a few nights ago, Bart went to the store and just stocked up. So what are we making for breakfast?
All right. We'll start off with a mushroom and cheese omelets, garnished. And actually, no. What am I doing? I got a 27. You call those.
What am I doing? I am 27.
Eggs Benedict, baby.
All right. It's
How
eggs
many
Benedict.
crepes?
Eggs Benedict with salmon. We'll do a fruit salad made out of preserved fruit. And did you get any coffee?
Oh yeah, there's
Okay,
coffee.
coffee and tea.
There's
And
always coffee.
also, I'll have garlic bread. Actually, no, garlic bread's pretty rough for breakfast, isn't it?
Garlic bread is the
Garlic
food
bread with
champion.
butter and cheese.
Yeah.
And I'll also I'll have bacon wrapped uh sausage kippers. No, no, not kippers. That's fish. I'll have bacon wrapped sausage because who wants to live forever? And cover those with cheese and chopped peppers.
So as you start just tossing all these things together, it becomes almost this spectacle. Bart slowly starts and then just pauses, watching you. One hand you doing this, one hand doing that, turning, starting this, starting that. He can't keep up, and after about 5 minutes, he just pulls up a stool and just watches because he can't keep up with this.
Well, I rolled natural 20 plus the
Right.
plus a blessing.
Castle is fully downstairs now because their like coffee radar just like
Oh, the aroma is
they
going
smell.
through the tavern tonight or this morning.
Castle smells coffee, and it's like they take the stairs like four at a time and are just immediately just like,
So as you hold the hot cup of coffee, immediately you are caught by other smells that you have not had since you left. Um,
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter. So you're talking bacon. You're talking
I'm
sausage, like a lot of meats that have not been seen in Icewind Dale unless it's in larger areas. This
I
is
Castle's in heaven, and they are just like, I'm gonna be so pumped on protein today. It is, we're gonna get into it. Like, she's just like, y'all haven't seen Castle like giddy. She's giddy. She's got like a third cup of coffee already. And it's just like, oh my God, yes. Genuine happiness for the first time is on her face. She is ready for the protein.
and Bart and Jinjak and Ronaldo even comes in and they start just carrying these plates out to the front. Probably 4 or 5 plates that finally go up on the table. You can hear a moment of like a pause of silence, and then heavy feet just down the stairs as they're just sitting there, tongue fully drooped out on both of them. Scruff's got all of the tangles, and Candle's pretty primmed up, but otherwise they're just both tilted head and just tongue hung completely out.
During that time, Erwina was casting the ritual Speak with Animals to yell at the dogs more effectively.
Okay.
So they're finally kind of sort of listening to her, and she just like walks down, rubbing her temples. Oh my God, they were so excited. Oh my God.
You just hear this
It's
very
worse than dog.
Scooby-Doo-esque voice of both of them, and food, 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 and then
Yes. We'll make sure you get food. Oh, there's like plenty of food. Yeah.
oh yeah, there's
get
plenty of food. And this is the best you have seen both of them sit since you've probably taken them like from Kerkonig.
Yeah.
The random hit of the ear from Scruff though, just to get whatever it is, but Candle has not moved a muscle after they sat down. So
She's gonna use the food to motivate them to do some dog training, some behavior training.
Okay. What are you trying to teach them? I will give you a simple task that you can teach both of them because of the overall
Mhm.
big skill check hit.
Yeah,
So,
I think she's going to use the food and her speak with animals to uh, reinforce sit.
okay. Roll me a animal handling.
All right.
14 is what you have to achieve.
Does she get any advantage
I
from
was
speaking with
gonna
animals?
I was gonna ask if like I could give them like the help action just because like I am proficient in animal handling.
Sure. If you are proficient in it, you
Awesome.
can.
I
So describe me this. How are you helping though?
I think Castle's just kind of taking some of like the same trainings that like she was taught like back home when they would like
Mm-hmm.
train like their scent dogs or even like their horses, and it's like just like that very like gentle but like firm presence and just like a single like command word that like even though they don't understand the word, they understand like the meaning behind it, and
Got
kind of
it.
like telling like Erowina like this is kind of like how like we want to still be sweet and friends with them, but like we have to be the alpha here. Like, and that comes from using this word for this meaning and this meaning only.
Got it. Sure. Arowena roll with advantage for that.
Nice. So that's a 25.
Yeah. Definitely immediately you're able to pick up on one word that both of them have now understood signals to sit.
Erwina would gently correct Castle with in what the wild canines actually don't have an alpha. They're actually just the mother and father of the family. They actually don't have like a hierarchy the way that like they're rumored to. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's funny because you've watched this
Some druids
almost
used to think that.
strange dichotomy of her explaining this to you and then turning to the dogs, and all you hear is woof coming out of her mouth, and then she comes back to you and continues to explain and then goes
Yeah.
back.
Mhm.
All right.
This before. It's like
As Jin Jack's just shoveling food. So, as the rest of you, or as everybody kind of sits down finally, Ronaldo's super excited. Bart squeezes, like, carries himself a little saddened by just how much he couldn't help. But at the same time, there's a ton of food, so he doesn't complain too much. And it can be prepared for much longer than just this moment. And they all sit down as Jin Jack pulls out his box and says his story for the morning.
stand up. I did make a point of not just crushing the guy in his kitchen. Like, try to help him.
Okay.
So he can be a better cook. I just got lucky. Let me tell you a story. Long time ago, when life was slow, there was a squire named Chance. That's right, Chance, the mighty paladin of Shantea. She was a squire to a hedge knight named Sir Don Manchadladella, an elderly fellow who was renowned for his great courage. Lo, on a warm spring day in the town of Velen, just outside it anyway, Squire Chance and Sir Don came upon a stone bridge across a river. Fast as Jack Sprat, a massive water troll leapt up onto the bridge and called out, I'll take a toll of 20 gold to cross. If ye've no gold, then I'll take your horses for ye to cross. Either that or I'll take her arm and your leg, you old bastard, for ye to cross. Well, Sir Dom braced his lance, dropped his visor, and said, If you think you're hard enough, why don't you come on in? Spurred his charger and... Okay, this goes on for about 10 minutes. And then the end of the story. Chance laid some nice flowers on Sir Dom's grave, and she said a few words. She lamented the loss of Dom's horse, having talked the troll into taking this for its toll. She marked Even when she went on her way, she did mark that bridge and vowed to return someday, but that is another tale. For now, be brave, but don't be dumb, like Sir Don. Blessings of Shanti on you all. It's a 5 hit point bonus, or 5 hit points
Yeah.
per hit points.
Oh, it went up?
Yeah. It scales according to level and charisma, so
Nice.
it's only going to get more.
So one thing you notice though, since your vision, this is something that you have seen before. As you continue to, as you say your story, at the end of it, you can see in the ground where, like, on towards the edge of the tavern, a small flower grow out of the ground.
I'll quickly go over and gently pull it up without killing it.
What's it look?
The flower?
Yep.
Uh, Daffodil.
Okay.
First thing leaves the mind. Yeah.
Hey.
It's like, what's your spirit animal? Squirrel. I don't know. I pull up Daffodil and say, oh my. I'll need a bit of dirt for this. And then I'll see if I can finagle a cup. And
Easy enough to find a cup.
all right, I'll just plant it.
Okay.
And I'll
Plant the daffodil.
because I don't want to disturb anyone's breakfast. And then I'll quietly come back.
All right. So yeah, you see, Jinjak now has a slightly budding daffodil in a cup, which is the first flower you have seen that in quite a while. From other than the flowers that still grow throughout Icewind Dale, this is definitely odd to be seen.
Well, tuck in. I'll tell my tale after, well, the other tale.
Right.
Okay.
So as you kind of fill everybody in once again with the vision that you had, something interesting, and we're going to take a moment to swing over the other side of the vision where Elowin is, and seeing through this vision on your end. What does that look like?
Just to clarify, I am describing what I see.
Correct.
Okay. So what I see from the other side of this vision is a land that I've protected for so long starting to encroach in darkness. My eyes are starting to get dark. Things that used to be bright are decaying as I see the floor spread out from this luscious green environment now being engulfed within this frozen landscape. And then in the far off distance, there seems to be a figure. And in that figure, all I could see are eyes that are white. And then darkness.
Okay. All right. So, what are we doing, Jinjak? What are we doing, party?
I'll I'll hold up my daffodil, put it down, and I say, Erwina, so
Yeah.
it looked like it was inside of the spine of the world. I think it's south of here, but how about I describe it to you and what I
Okay.
remember of the stars, and maybe you can ken where it is exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I try to describe it as best I can. I'm not sure what skill that is.
For this, I would say just because it was such a vivid description or vivid connection, it seems that you can you're describing it south of here, of course. It's foggy of where exactly, but you do know that it's wrapped within the edge or within the middle of the spine of the world, which is this very tall, jagged mountain range that cuts off the southern portions of the world to Icewind Dale. Not to mention the original prophecy that Snark had, where he watched the passes collapse around. So the southern pass that normally was the only way out of Icewind Dale toward the south, which is on the other side of the range of the spine, has been collapsed in by the acolytes of the Frost Maiden. This seems to be a pocket of hope, someplace within the spine that is not being affected by the Frost Maiden.
Okay, I describe it as best I can then.
Okay.
Okay. Erwina will do her best to poke her head outside to map their kind of journey,
Okay.
or at least give him a heading.
We have our heading.
We have our heading. So, as you kind of poke your head out, you can see where, and it's not nighttime, so stars are going to be a little difficult to map, but you have gotten used to now the daytime version of this with the Aurora Borealis. And you can see the colors as they're shifting, and it seems to be where they're shifting and how they're shifting is very similar to that migration that your family is currently taking around Icewind Dale. So, but it would be to the south from what Jinjek has described. And
Have we seen the Aurora Borealis before?
ever since the rhyme, that is what the daytime looks like.
All right.
So
Jim just
it's
stand outside and stare at it for a bit.
it's been a minute to. I mean, you've never really taken the time to look at it, but it is a mixture, a fluid mixture of blues and greens and reds and purples that just almost twist through the sky like clouds, but they mix and they entwine and they mingle, where clouds just kind of hit and just kind of float together, just kind of branch off.
I just want to point out, we ain't never seen anything like that in Velen. That's beautiful.
It's usually a rarer sight. Even up here, they're not usually daily. But, you know, sometimes the darkest nights make the best lights, is what Erwina kind of leaves as kind of like her takeaway as she looks up at it in her own starry-eyed wonder.
All right.
Wow, I reckon Castle, you get the dog sled and Erwina lead the way, and I'll try not to make a nuisance of myself. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
While Castle gets that ready, Erwina will do another speak with animals to make controlling the dogs slightly easier.
Slightly easier. All right. Let me make sure we've got everything looking right. All right. So as we know from previous, currently we are in the town of, or the large metropolis of East Haven. East Haven is one of the southernmost locations. Now, if I pull up our travel map, once it loads, there it is. We can see East Haven. There's areas down here in the spine of the world. And you believe, based off of what you've seen, that it's in this area here, just below Redwaters. But the exacts is very difficult to tell. But there are different trails. There's areas there that you can kind of guide through and find pockets of
It's still displaying the East Haven map.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not for me. Give me a second. I need to
Oh, there we
activate it or
go.
pull you
It
guys
just
over.
needed to load.
Yeah.
I needed to load you all to it. I was staring at it, but everybody else wasn't. It's fine.
I was just in my mind palace already, so it's
Just close my eyes and
I was
listen
in my
to the
mind
story.
palace.
But as you can see right here, we've got different little trails that lead deep within the spine of the world, and we're not sure where this vision took you, but you believe it's somewhere here to the south.
Well, trust in our Arwina's judgment, and just
Yeah, I think for guiding Erwina's, with his description of it being like almost sheltered from the storm,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be looking for any signs of growth,
Okay.
any signs of warming, warmer winds, even though the spine probably kicks over some of the warmer winds as if they're coming from the south north anyway. But she's going to be looking for slightly warmer eddies, things that don't actually make sense. Is actually what she's going to start looking for, is to help guide her. Is like, what doesn't add up? What is not normal?
Excellent. Let's do a survival check as you guys get ready to take your first portion of the journey. And we're going to give you a advantage on that because you're looking specifically for things.
That'll be a dirty 20. An unwashed 20, if you will.
Unwashed 20. Ugh. Not that that's not bad. That's not a bad. That's not a bad thing. Let's clarify that. But as you all saddle up onto the into the sled and strap on Candle and Scruff to the front, the three of you can make pretty good time for this first hour or so, pushing through the mountains or pushing through the snow, heading south. And it doesn't take long before you start seeing these points within the spine that show areas that lead up, these small trails that dip into it. The weather, as you get close south, you start to feel the almost warmth of sunlight. Strange feeling from being up close to Caer Konig, where everything has just been so cold, to the point where Jinjak, even some of the clothing that you have purchased to keep yourself super warm, you're starting to sweat.
Fair enough.
Now there is a light bit of snow that's falling from the sky, but it's not thick, and it's very fluffy. It's as if it's just kind of gusting through the very wind-based snow that doesn't stick, just kind of floats through the sky like powder. And you start to see where these narrow points are starting to connect in different parts of, as they're getting ready to start climbing that distance into the actual spine itself. Give me a perception check, Arowina.
All right. Oh, no. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use that reroll that I keep forgetting I have.
So, this is the first time you've used this. I want you to describe what this item looks like, as well as how it makes you feel and how you're able to connect with it as you call upon your Trinket of Luck.
Yeah, so it's a small, like, what looks like a starburst on a chain around her neck, centered with an opal that just is the same colors as the Northern Lights, deeply faceted, catching whatever light it can and just creating its own little prisms. And as she puts her hand to it to try and almost instinctively, because she's never used this before, she's had this item for quite some time and never used it, the light of her own kind of more starry nature, kind of, it's not the same glow as when she's in full glow glam, but it starts to emanate and start catching more of that ambient Northern light, and it creates its own glow in her hand as she desperately tries to fix whatever that was.
What did we get? Ooh.
It's a 19. That's so much better.
So much better.
So much better.
So as you take that moment of and hold on to the trinket, you start to feel that warmth come by, And the first thing you notice is that the air is warmer. But the next thing you notice is that there are parts within the snow where you are actually seeing green kind of sprinkle out of the ground itself. So you see pockets of grass, something you haven't seen in months.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I
what I will
I
give
think
you.
there's almost a moment where Erwina thinks about rolling around in the grass, doing something just abnormally whimsical. But I think Castle will beat me upside the head if I decide to jump off the sled and roll around in the grass. So Erwina will not. But at our next break, she will.
And you even see it at a point where it catches the puppies off. Like they'll stop for a moment and kind of put their nose down, and their nose is like planted within like this tuft of grass. So, as you continue, as you finally get everybody back under control, as the green has been seen, you push forward deep. Now you've got 3 pathways. You've got 3 directions you want to go. The green is kind of started to sprinkle throughout as you get farther and farther south. Which direction do you go? Or rather, what are you trying to discern to know which direction to go?
Guys have any ideas? I feel like I've been talking a lot. So
Well, I mean, you were kind of the one leading us and tracking this, so like
okay.
I'm
Erwina will turn to the party and go, "You guys have any ideas of what I should look for?"
Well, there's 3 paths, and we want the one that's the greenest, right?
Probably.
All right, which one's the greenest then? Let's take a look.
So as you look, you can see the center path seems to catch a couple pieces, patches. The eastern pass seems to be a couple, but the western pass seems, you can tell that not only is there grass, but you immediately catch off the edge of the pass itself another small flower just kind of growing off the edge of the mountain.
Probably that one. She's also gonna start looking for like animal tracks too, like what direction is getting like an influx of the animals that are probably fleeing from those winter storms to this area.
Give me a survival check.
Come back here, character sheet. Where'd you go? That'll be a 19.
Ooh. With a 19, you do. You start noticing small prints. Either a rodent, a rabbit, weasel, fox, and that kind of small paw prints are kind of just flickering around, and they are definitely going into the pass.
Okay. We follow the wisdom of our animal friends. They'll know.
So as you dig into this, it seems that you come up to a opening in the area. And let me pull in that map for us. Friends. And this is what you see. Let me scroll down to... so coming up from the north, or in the north of you, you can see a broken down wagon. You see paw prints and tracks scattering across the ground around it. The snow is falling, but it's not heavy. And then I'll play a little bit of fun here as we add some snow to the screen. But you can see now that path is dipping straight up north. And there are these large cliffs that are showing off that jagged nature of the spine of the world. do we do?
Maybe check out that wagon.
Sure.
So as you come closer to the wagon, you can see that the wagon, multiple things. One, you can see that the boxes and the barrels have been broken open. You see pieces of stone and mineral that have just kind of scattered across. And is there anything? Are you starting to dig deeper into it, or are we just kind of doing the scout around and then inside?
I mean, I'll start picking up like little jars or like digging through like, you know, whatever has broken out of the jars just to kind of see like what this cart's like transportation purpose might have been, whether it was just like goods and services or relief or armaments, that kind of thing.
So you can tell for the most part this is stone, minerals, maybe some ore. Coming up to this portion of the area, it's either they were trying to leave or they were bringing stuff in. One of the two.
Erwina around the cart is going to be looking for tracks.
Okay.
If this was caused by people or wild animals or falling boulders.
All right. Roll me a survival check, please.
That will be a 21.
21. So, at first you didn't notice anything, but as you look underneath, you can see a boot print in the snow. And you can see it's pointing towards the wagon. What are you doing, Jinjack, right now?
I'm surveying the woods.
Okay, around the edges.
Yeah, just taking a look. Also, can I tell? Well, yeah, I'll count on the others. They're looking at they're investigating the wagon. I'm going to
Okay.
survey the woods.
Erwina will also point out the blueprint.
Okay.
Perception.
Yes, please. Arowina's
Say a
there.
prayer to the.
Castle is in the wagon checking out things.
I'll say a prayer.
Jinjack is kind of on the outskirts here.
Guide my eyes, mother. A little better than that. Actually, 15's not bad.
15's not bad, but it is. Darkness is still a thing in this area. It's not great, but it's not bad. You do see. So as you're looking around, you can see throughout it. You're seeing shadows kind of moving around the woods themselves, but they're small. Maybe an animal that's just catching the light at a specific moment where it makes it look larger than it is, or there's something moving within the trees themselves. Do you want to continue to investigate that?
I'll call up a light.
Okay.
I'll put it on my fingertip.
Okay. Start walking towards. You going to the east or the west?
Well, no, I don't. No.
Oh no, you just light and stay where it's at. Okay, got it.
I don't take point.
He said no, thank you.
Arwina, Castle, I'm seeing some movement over there, and I would wondering if maybe we could have a look. After you, Castle. Benji.
Sure, why not?
I've got you. Don't worry.
You got me. I have protection. I got you.
We got each other.
We got each other. We got each other.
All right. As you get closer, give me another perception check, Castle. While that's going on, Erwina, is there anything else you're looking for underneath, or is there anywhere you would like to head to? And then in a moment, we're going to ask Elowin where he is.
think she's gonna actually look up and scan the cliff
Nat
sides.
20.
Of course.
Heck yeah.
This is our paladin.
Nice.
I will
Yeah.
say you look into the trees, and where Jinjak said he saw the shadows, you see a glint of metal catch your eye. Now, Elowen, this is where I ask you, where in this map would you be sitting? North of here is where you are, is something that you know very well.
Mhm.
Where would you be staying?
Up here, right there.
Right there? Okay. Grab your character.
Just out of sight.
Just out of sight. All right. And I'll say because of the distance, even unless Castle legitimately looked all the way up and had like eye contact, you never would have even known that they were there.
Erwino did say I did say Erwino was looking up at the cliffs.
Right. That is, though, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's about 70 feet in the air. So it's going to be a little, unless he is looking over the cliff, you would not even know he's there.
That's okay.
But what you noticed, Castle, is you noticed a glint of metal in the area of those woods. It caught your eye very quickly. And I will say, at that moment, Arowina, you see an arrow hit the ground next to you that's on fire.
Oh, fun. Starry form and turn.
All right. What does that starry form look like for our audience?
So as she kind of turns, I'll spend the resources in a moment. She turns and there's just like this brilliant starlit, almost golden glow from her.
Okay.
That just starts to emit and like pour from her body as if she is almost a stellar form in herself. And she comes around and will start creating hard light in her hands.
All right. And while that happens, you hear this. It goes off.
I hear it. I don't know if chat hears it.
I can't hear it.
Okay.
Do you have Sirenscape up?
I do, and it's not working.
Did you sign in?
I do.
Sign in and press play now.
Okay, hold on.
Chat, do you hear what the players are hearing?
There we go.
I
Fine.
can't look at the moment because if I do, I'll swap over to chat. For some reason, it's being weird on my on my Streamlabs.
I don't hear anything.
Oh no!
What do I do?
I hear the growling and the
I hear it now.
As you start to see eyes starting to come out from behind the trees, as 4 warg riding orcs show up on this side of the map.
Oh yeah, they're angry.
Whoops. Yeah, I guess let's do it both sides. I'm going to take the orcs off for a moment. But... So you've got 2 coming out from actually underneath it, and you've got 1 that's kind of coming from here. At that same point, Arowina, as you glance over, you can see 3 more coming from the other side.
Oh, jeepers.
Ooh.
All right, and at this point, we're going to go into combat. Because why not? And let's see, we've got time. Awesome. So as our players get their initiative ready, let's swap this over to our fun and exciting combat music.
Don't.
Actually,
Pretend like I hear it.
Combat music is playing. Whoa.
Yeah, that's a big,
Sirens.
nasty orc.
Yeah, as they're getting closer. All right. Everybody can roll. I will say if you want to you roll, that's fine.
And just to confirm, stream does hear the war.
Excellent.
I just heard it.
Excellent. All right, and at that point, the wargs will roll. And in great fashion, with the fact that Castle was able to spot them, Castle goes first.
Fantastic. So we're just gonna go ahead and inflict wounds on this guy right in front of me.
She's gonna run straight up to the warg.
I don't even have to run up to them. It's it is. It's
Inflict wounds
never
is a
mind.
touch spell.
Yeah, it's a touch spell. Okay, in that case,
Mm-hmm.
if we're gonna touch something, then we're gonna
I'm gonna
smite
hit it.
We're
All
gonna-
right.
We're gonna divine smite it. So that's about to go. So divine smite. Let's do this. So let me hit.
Did you roll your initiative,
I did. It was 11.
Elowen?
Oh, 11.
I have not.
All right. I have hidden your initiative, but you should be able to still roll.
Okay.
Sorry, having.
Hopefully it won't show.
There we
Oh wow.
That won't hit. It's a 7.
So yeah, as you run up to this, the warg leans back and gets ready to swipe, and as it does, you swing, and it kind of catches its guard, swings around to the side, and it's going to prepare for its attack.
I can try.
Is there anything you want to do, Elowen, before that happens?
I'm gonna make my way down. I'm not going to engage. I'm just gonna make movements down the as everybody's attention is at the wargs. I'm gonna make
Right.
it so that it's not known that I am coming down.
Okay, so you're going to do full 60, or are you going to do just the 40 to this spot down here?
Most likely to this spot right there.
Okay.
Just so that I am still hidden by a cliff's edge and I can stay back.
Got it. And you can see, you have already noticed this, but of course you can see that there is fauna that's growing behind you. That's, from the warmth of the spine. So
He's gonna just stop and sniff and continue to watch.
okay. All right, and that kind of goes to our wargs. The first warg is going to you move straight up to it, Castle. All right, so we're gonna move you straight up to that one. This one is going to kind of come to the side of you. It is going to, let me put this over, and I also need my work with L2, so people can see that on the screen as well. So our warg is going to bite at you. Loud warg.
Very loud warg.
Very loud warg. Let me turn that warg down. He's being a little.
We can turn it down on our end as well.
I just
So
don't
if
know
it's
how
too
loud it
for
is
us.
for
It wasn't too loud.
Okay. All right. Every once in a while, it just catches you off guard. I know it does for me, but it's all right.
Mm.
All right, and it is going to attack. Does a 16 hit? I don't think
Yes,
so.
it does not. Armor class is 18.
Awesome. So you watch as the warg bites down. It catches the shield in the mouth, but the orc is going to try to swing on top of it with its great axe. And it also, as it catches the shield, you pull the shield down. The orc can't get over far enough to hit you. The next one will attack you as well, since it's right there. That one missed as well. The orc is going to re-attack. The orc, however, does hit. Unless you have something you would like to do.
No, I want it to hurt me.
You want it to hurt you? Okay.
Oh.
Let it hit me.
All right. The second one is going to hit for 12 points of damage as the great axe comes down, slams onto it.
Hellish rebuke.
And what does that look like for our new Oathbreaker?
It's honestly, so they swing at me, they miss, and all of a sudden, just this scar across their right eye starts to like crackle, and like her hand just like shoots up reflexively to just like grab the axe as it's swinging down, and like axe blade in her hand, so like she's taking the damage, like her hand is just fully on the blade, and just fire erupts, shooting down the blade axe as she just looks at him and is like, I don't think so.
Awesome.
And to let
That's metal.
That was metal. Yeah.
not having it today.
She's not having it today.
So they need to make a dexterity saving throw, and they will take half damage on a successful save and full damage on a failure.
Let me pull up my work. So I need a 20. An 11 is what I got.
Yeah, so that they pass, but they're still gonna take half damage. So half of 18.
Woo!
Nice.
You watch as the energy pouring out of Castle connects with the orc on top of the warg as it tears through the skin. The skin completely darkens and burns away partials of its body as this orc gives out this heavy just cry of anger and pain. And it will be taking some serious points of damage for that one. So,
Cool.
all right. I will, and then that will bring us to. Where did my check? Where's my initiative? There it is. Pick up the check, my initiative. And then we've got the third one is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and it's going to throw it's going to not do anything, but the orc, however, is going to throw a javelin at Arowina. Going around.
That'll hit.
22.
Woo!
For 4 points of damage as it strikes into you. All right,
That ain't even a thing.
and this one's gonna run up, and it's going to attack. It's gonna do the same thing to Jinjack.
Ooh.
13, Jinjack.
No hit?
That hits.
Nope, honor class 18.
Nope. Sticks into the ground right next to you. Jinjack, you are up.
Oh, well then, let's. First off, hang on, I'm just checking to see how close I am to Castle. How close am I to Castle?
You are.
Oh, I just used the wrong thing again. Yeah, it's
You're good.
Can you delete that? What I just made?
I got you.
Okay, thanks.
So you are 35 feet away.
35.
Yes.
One sec. Just checking.
Make sure that I'm not.
I will move 5 feet towards Castle.
Okay.
Grab myself here. So we're 30. And then call on the blessings of Shantea. Oh, give us strength, Shantea, and make our blows strong and make our resistances stronger. and gesture at Castle and at Arena, and I'll throw a bless on each of them.
All right.
So the 3 of us are blessed.
Excellent. Love it.
Then I will say, don't go too far away, Castle, and then I'll back up so that my back is to the wagon.
To the broken wagon. Got it. Can you
Uh,
cast your bless
yeah,
so I can activate that with those 3?
Sure. One sec.
All right. While that's happening, this warg is going to head off towards, and this one is going to attack Arowena. Same thing. They're not coming in just yet, but they are definitely trying to snuff you out. I will say, is 14 hit?
Meets
don't believe
it,
so.
Beats it. Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question, and I'm going to let you do this, and it's kind of a retro on it, but are you using the wagon as protection or no?
She definitely has it for cover behind her.
Got it.
Or
Okay. Then I will roll again. Because I see where your character is and where it's coming from, so 14 would have still been the... All right, so that's 9 points. As this one skins, you see the broken piece of the wagon, and you were just a little too far, and then this thing slides across the actual wagon frame itself and slams straight into you. All right, but it is your turn.
I think Erwina is going to do something a little different than her typical battle moves.
I like this.
She's going to kind of like put her hands into kind of like a circular formation and form what looks like an orb of almost sunlight in her hands. And she's going to then hurl it forward, and she is casting Flaming Sphere.
Ooh! Look at that.
Great balls of fire!
Yeah.
Nice.
And she's going to put that one for right now. We've at least got the front battlefield going, but they're gonna come around. So she's going to place the Flaming Sphere right next to not right next to Jinjack, but where he shouldn't get injured by it. Let's see. We're gonna actually. Where do we want you? That's my range on this. Sorry, I have not read. This is a new spell. Arena's
good.
like, wait, how far can I put it? 60 feet. Okay. She's actually gonna instead place it right next to the ones that are facing castle. Maybe.
Okay. Right
So
there?
it's right there. Yep.
What are you placing there?
Flaming sphere.
And what is that?
Here.
What does your flaming sphere look like? Just because I don't see the point of flaming sphere
Yeah.
just being the same thing for everybody.
Oh yeah, no, it looks like I think I described it earlier. It's almost like a starlight sun, like compacted.
Okay,
minimized.
got it. So this bright starlight sun just appears behind the 2 ward riders, and Castle, you can see it's just shining brightly behind them.
And then she's going to use her bonus action to. Who do we want to fuck up? We're gonna fuck up this guy.
Oh.
Yeah, that one right there. This mother trucker.
Where are we at? Which one?
The one that I've targeted.
Oh, okay, got it.
And we're gonna archer form that one. The guy riding it. 'Cause
Okay.
I believe he threw a javelin. He was so rude as to throw a javelin at me.
Right.
Rude.
Rude.
Oh, I forgot my bless.
All right, yeah, I'm activating those right now. For some reason,
Okay.
Bless wasn't on yet, so.
Okay. Extra D4 just in case they have a DC higher than 18. For a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits. And that's the same one that Castle had already hit?
No, it's the one to the north.
Okay.
that threw a javelin at me.
Oh, the one
And
that threw the
he-
javelin. Okay, 10 points.
10 points.
Yeah. So you watch as the starry form forms around Arowena as this light flings from her hands, or actually no, it flings from the arrow as she forms, and it sinks into the orc. The orc kind of wrecks back for a moment. You can see most of it. That portion of the radiant damage is burned through his armor itself, but he's still holding on. He looks more
and-
like a rodeo rider at this point now, though, holding with like one arm, trying to lean on, holding on as much as he can.
And then with her movement, she's gonna hide underneath the cart
There.
There
like
we
a
go.
good little squishy person.
Like a
and
good
she's gonna
little
use that
squishy
back
person.
wheel, that back wheel as cover, as she kind of just scooches down and hides underneath
Underneath the cart. So he watches, just scoots underneath the cart.
She's still glowing somehow.
Yeah, it works. That's how it works. I don't know if you guys are going to start hearing really heavy rainfall that just came out of the pillar behind me. Hopefully it doesn't pick it up.
Nope.
All right, so the final warg is going to do the same thing. Only this one is going to, because he no longer sees Arowena, he knows that Jin Jack's back there, and he's going to fling another one as well.
Just the underlight under this wagon. It's fine.
I am using the wagon for cover.
You are using the wagon for cover. You already had mentioned. So that would be disadvantage. Yep.
Nice.
Nice. You watch the javelin right in front of you, like about 10 feet in front of you, just stick into the ground. And all right, Elowen,
Yes.
you can see this group is definitely outnumbered. But what do you do?
I sent you a message.
Okay. Like this.
Is it how much you're betting against us?
Yes.
It's the over under.
Okay. So, what's the over under? You want in?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on us.
We doing options? It's like stock options now?
Stock options now.
Gotta
So,
get the numbers up. These are rookie numbers.
as Elowen is in the back, he's quietly observing what's going on in front of him. He sees the orcs, he sees the wargs. He's not really sure what's going on. However, the information that was passed to him, he knows there's trouble, and one thing that he doesn't like is people on his land. So what he's going to do is going to he was going to cast Entangle as he was sniffing that piece of leaf behind him. However, something caught his eye, and he stops for a moment, and he recognizes someone, and he decides to jump in and help. So instead of casting Entangled, he shoots out from his right arm a burst of flame that goes down from his arm to right where the other three wargs or orcs are, around this area. And this spectral creature will kind of shoot out in an arch, slam in front of them, and you hear what sounds like almost a horse's neigh. And what I'm doing is summoning a wildfire spirit, which will then land right in front of the three orcs to protect the people in the cart, and which means they will need to make a DC saving throw, whoever's within that area. And if they fail, then they take the full damage. If they do pass, then they only take half. And this horse-like figure, think of the Rapidash type of creature. He's got flames that are just bursting from its hooves and his back, and where the hair would be, it's just flames and flickering. But it's not red, it's purple and blue. It's hot, and the tail itself will willow out as it lands and neighs, and this explosion of fire just happens to get in front of them once they're first summoned, and that will hopefully uh, use these guys, get them burnt to a crisp. So,
All right. So as we cast this, let's see here. Any creature within 10 feet of the spirit other than you, when it appears, must do it. Okay. So these two here will be it as well as their owners. So they need a dexterity save. All right, let's
yes.
see here. I've got 2 orcs that need dexterity saves. Six on the one, 12 on the other.
And meets or beats it, and 6 fails.
All right, and then 20 on the warg that failed the first time, and then 10 on the other. So the warg catches fire on the one as the orc jumps off of it, just getting away as it's burned. How much damage is it?
That's a great question because I'm trying to spin the damage. So 1d6 plus 2. So won't let me roll for it. I'll just do it this way. Won't let me click on the dice roll.
There we go.
Is it
Clicked it.
exclamation or apostrophe roll?
You should just be able to click where inside the chat where it says or take 1d6 plus 2. If you just click that button, it'll just roll for you.
There we go.
There you go. So 5 points against the warg here.
Take that.
And 8 points against. Actually, 8 points would be the warg. So, and then the orc will take the other 5. Okay.
He's not going to say anything. Elwyn is literally all you're going to see from, I guess, from the perspective of the other heroes here is just you won't even see Elwyn. You just see an arch of fire just come from the cliffside as it slams right in front of the orcs and wargs. So you really don't know where it came from, except for it came from up there and who did it. So that would be what you see. Now, as my bonus action, I'm gonna Misty Step to where Castle will be, just
Okay.
appear out of thin air.
Right here where Castle is.
Yep.
You watch as a moment you saw nothing, and then a almost like flicker of fire spins around, and there is an individual standing behind you. Elowen, would you like to describe what you look like?
So what you see is about a 6'1", 6'2", athletic build elf with, well, you can't see his hair, but you see he has a hood on, and his hood is covering his eyes. You can't really see, but what you can tell if you take a closer look is that he's actually has his eyes covered with a red bandana, and he has a scar coming down from his right cheek and his left cheek, and he turns around and says, looks like you need a little bit of help here, but that guy's kind of fucked up, so I'll let you take care of that.
Castle still has this axe blade just buried in her hand as she looks back at him and just goes, "It's better to fuck him up together, don't you think?"
I agree. Let's keep up.
Indeed.
With that, we're gonna go to that strange arrow that flung from the sky. As you can see in the distance, standing on one of the cliff sides, on the edges, a very tall-looking orc with a giant longbow, riding a black warg, and you see him look down, smile, and then as the camera kind of fades off for a moment, you see him running towards the west. And that is where we're going to take our first break.
Oh.
So we'll be back in just about 10 minutes. But before we do, let's just give a quick shout to the players who have stuff going on. So just let us know who you are and where they can find you while we're on break, and then we'll jump off. And then right before we end this, right before we go on break, I'm sure Chris already has a couple drawings he wants to show off. So
Heck yeah.
we'll start with you, our guest.
Oh, my name is Northwolf 911. I am playing Elowin Leafshade, and as far as you know, he is a druid.
All right. And Alex.
I'm Idly Wild. You can find me at Wild Hearts on TikTok, where I do a lot of cosplay stuff. I will be on a small digital hiatus for the next 2 weeks, but I'll still have new content as I have tons of drafts. So if you're into the story of Erwina, boy, you're gonna have a lot of juicy 15-second content.
Love it. Torrance?
Hi guys, I'm Torrance. You can find me here on Twitch at TinyT14. I'm hanging out in the chat. You can also find me on TikTok at TheTinyT14. It is just as chaotic and ridiculous over there with my characters as it is right here. As far as what's new and what's going on, if you are going to be at the Tennessee Ren Fair and you want to come say hi to one of my mini TikTok characters, please come and say hi to me this weekend at the Tennessee Ren Fair, as that is where you can find me. I would love to meet you all and see you all, and have a good time.
I
Awesome.
unfortunately will not be going to the Tennessee Renaissance Fair, but if you want to hang out at Scarborough in Texas, I know this California girl is going to Texas. It's of course for a Renaissance Fair, but I'll be at Scarborough, and I'd love to say hello to people.
That's
Awesome.
As
awesome.
well as make bad Texas puns that will probably get me kicked out of the state.
Hey, Chris, what do we have for us right now? Anything or?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I gotta turn off my snowflake. Sorry,
you're
my
good.
snow background. And there we go. Because my camera doesn't love it very much.
All right.
So here is
Oh, that's cool.
So we got a ward over here and a rider. Dang it, my blinds. And over
you're good.
here, that was us on the dog sled.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's so cool.
All
I'm
right.
starting out drawing of Evelyn here.
Nice.
Hey!
Hey, let's
There
go.
we go. All right.
Sorry
Well,
about the blinds.
we'll be here.
Oh, you're
We'll be
good.
back here shortly. Check out all the last 20 or the last 10 or so images that Chris created as he tells the story of what happened in East Haven. And we'll see you guys soon.
Woohoo!
Transitions. Hey everybody, we're back, and we're going to continue our combat with the Warg Riders and our players.
Hell yeah.
So, as we are picking back up at the beginning of the round, Castle, you are up
And
as our guest has shown up and has thrown fire and all sorts of craziness.
fantastic. So we've had our little moment where we have agreed to royally F these guys up. And I still have this axe blade in my hand, but all of a sudden you just start to see coming out of my fingertips an
Oh, snap.
eruption of black iridescent feathers, and they just start fully coming down, circling around me. And we have cast Raven's movement, and I'm going to put myself behind this guy.
Okay.
Okay,
but-
advantage.
But I'm not actually behind them. I am behind him, but I am now standing behind him on top of his warg because I can teleport.
Nice.
Oh, goodness gracious. So,
Nice.
the best way I can describe this is if anybody has ever watched Naruto, this is when Itachi turns into Ravens and
Oh, we
right
are going
behind.
full Itachi.
There we go. That's what I'm
Nice.
talking about. So, as you're
Yes.
sitting
He did
behind.
nothing wrong.
Right. Nobody did anything wrong.
Nobody did. No, I didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything wrong. So that is my action. They will have to make an intelligence check if they want to discern what I am now. And now I'm just a black mass of ravens and ravens' feathers, and that's all you see.
That is terrifyingly awesome. All right. Can you attack with that form right now, or is that
Does
it?
she
Yeah,
get
it is
advantage since I'm in the front and she's in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is my action.
Okay.
But that now will give him hopefully advantage. 'Cause
Correct.
Now behind them, I'm also an illusion.
All right. Physical body, distorting the image, feeling it to be an illusion. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. That brings us to our wargs on this side. This one is going to be confused. Determine that it is an illusion with successful against the spell. You see if it discerns the illusion, what it is. So what happens if they just swing at it because it's ravens? That is my question.
Yeah, I mean, so if they try and touch it, which I guess would be with their weapons, it basically, I think it says, they'll know that it's an illusion at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. It won't dispel it. I still have to dispel it, or it ends when the spell ends. But
Okay.
if they try and swing at it and it passes through, then they'll know it's an illusion. Otherwise, if they want to know it's an illusion before they try and swing at me, they'll have to make that intelligence check.
Neat trick, you'll hear from Elowen.
You are going to get a great action. I will say for the first one, because that was such a cool way of doing things, we will do this at disadvantage. It does not seem to matter. And that will be 10 points as the great axe swings through the ravens and slams into something, knowing that it is not an illusion. At least this orc will understand that it is not an illusion, or that it is an illusion, that something is going on. However, the warg is going to move both the orc and castle, since they're both connected. Everybody's on top of the warg.
Oh, so he did just do damage, so
Yes.
that's another hellish rebuke reaction.
All right.
So let's just fire this bad boy off. That's going to be another dexterity check that they need to make.
All right.
That fails,
That is
so
a
they
5.
will take full damage on this one.
Okay.
That is another 18 points of damage.
All right. And since this will be our first death of the
Nice.
evening of a monster, how do you want it to look?
So not only is there just a mass of like swirling ravens and feathers, now they're on fire, and it just a fiery raven made of flame shoots
goodness.
out from this mass and just pierces through them in the back and just sets them on fire.
So,
And I said, I told you not to.
so as this happens, you watch as the orc falls to the ground. The warg loses its trainer, its owner now. Now the only thing on top of it is Castle, and we are going to state that at that point, when a rider is off of the warg has a little bit less of a listening skill than when it's being ridden, so that everything a warg is going to do is at disadvantage, which will at least help Evelyn as the warg is about to attack. Oops, I already have that out. So let's see here. Where's my work go? There
You
it is.
can try.
You can.
Can try. It's going to bite, or it's going to try to bite. Whatever. It's a 12. I'm sure it failed.
So he's coming in for a bite. Can I
He is coming in for a
describe how
bite.
that was? All right.
Yep.
So he's gonna come in for a bite, and as he does so, Elwin will kind of like use his staff to like raise himself up over the warg as it tries to go through him, and like just land behind him. And does he run past me, or is he like
No, he isn't
front of
actually.
me?
He's not actually
Okay.
moved. He's just reaching
leaps?
out to bite.
Yeah, so
Yep.
he just lands right back in the same spot. So he's just kind of does a flip in the same spot, lands
You
right
just
there.
watch as this warg just kind of does like this spin roll, like just of the head. It tries to keep up, but it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Is that the end of its turn?
That is the end of its turn. Yes.
So, oh, that's a different one. Never mind.
Yeah. So we got 4 wargs and then Jinjak, and then so the 3 on this side go. The second one, warg is going to try to do the same thing. It's going to bite normal. 11, it fails as well. So we'll say that they both went off at the same time for fun story purposes. And then the orc is going to swing with a 24. So while you're in the air, the orc is at your look, and it will swing. Unless you have something you can do, you will take 8 points of damage. So it kind
That
of
was
break.
me.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
I
No, you're
spaced
good.
out for a second.
So, as you,
yes, he
as
hits. he
Your
hits.
you pretty much avoided both of the wargs, but you were up in the air when that happened. It gave the orc a good chance to just swing wide and hit. So not a heavy amount of damage, but a little bit.
Oh, that was a nice little scratch. Can you get the back for me?
I'm on it. Arowena actually yells as it ends its turn within 5 feet of her flaming sphere.
Oh, that's right.
So they both need to make a dexterity check
All right.
or a dexterity save. Sorry, I haven't used the spell in what feels like forever.
This will be for our orc. 3,
He fails.
and for our warg, 20. So warg.
They pass.
Mhm.
I'm going to reload the spell in. I'm not going to spend a spell slot.
No
to
worries.
Reload it.
I understand.
Mostly because I don't know where it is in chat.
Yeah, it disappears.
Yeah. So
You seem to roll the damage.
the warg will take half. 11 to both of them.
Once again, another
Just
orc on top of the body just burns up as it falls to the ground. The warg releases itself, kind of just tosses this tossle, and is going to also take, you said what, 11? So
Yes,
5?
he takes 5.
All right.
Medium
Those two will actually have. They will decide if they're going to stick around here in a moment at the next round, because they no longer have a rider directing them.
one of them has a rider.
Well, that's true. If we want to get technical, one of them currently has a rider. They just haven't grabbed hold of the reins yet.
I'll do.
The third one is going to run at Jin Jack, and it is going to do both a bite and a orc great axe. So the org is going to bite. That is. Oh, good.
Oof.
That's gonna hurt.
Oh,
And right, and that is going to be 12 points of bite damage, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
This could be very bad for your cleric. You are able to hold off from falling to the ground. So this way, the orc does not get a advantage on his attack, but the orc is going to swing as well. And you said a 15 does not hit.
Oh.
Correct? Correct, Chris?
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
See.
You're good.
Hang on, just modifying my hit points here.
Yep. And then you need to roll your concentration.
That's wisdom.
Should be able to just click the button.
Oh, I was just going to click on my wisdom. Oh, there, DC 10 concentration.
Yep.
There.
Ooh.
Oh, ah.
Oh.
No. All of your blesses go away.
That's
Ooh.
annoying.
That's annoying.
I just needed a 6.
How do I get rid of bless? Why won't it go away? Okay. So in your guys' character sheets, if you double click on your characters under the effects, you'll be able to turn off the bless. So while you're doing that, the fourth one is going to attack the fire spirit.
You can try.
Will do. I will say he's going to bite. 19
That hits.
for 12.
Okay.
Okay. Does anything happen to the warg?
That's what I'm trying to read.
All right. It says the wild spirit only has 5 health. Each time one creature choice.
No. It stays there. It doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
While it's in the area that it's occupying, though, you do have to make a DC saving throw of a dex
Oh.
save. So you're occupying its space. So you
I
have
am
to.
occupying its space. It fails.
All right, and you
And
take
the
some
orc
more
fails.
damage.
So both of them are failing.
Take some more damage.
Yep. How much damage are we taking? What is it? 1d6? 6 plus 2, 3,
4.
and 4. All right. The orc's not looking great. The warg has pretty much just kind of shook off the fire. But yeah, they're distracted there. It does do the warg does do 12 points of damage though. Does that snuff that fire spirit out or
Nope.
no?
It's
No.
still up.
All right.
This bad boy is still up.
It's a little beefy.
As long as I'm up.
As long as you're up, it's interesting. Nifty. Okay, cool. That brings us to Jin Jack.
As long as I stay within range of the orc and the warg, does like if I move around it, will that generate an attack of opportunity?
It does not,
Okay, then I'm gonna move around him.
because it's the equivalency of like keeping your eye on it while you're moving around it.
Sure,
Once
no
you start
problem.
dipping away, then you're running from it.
Then I'm gonna circle it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna take out my mace. I'm gonna slam the mace into the ground,
Okay.
and I call out, like, "All right, you bastards!"
I think he's mad.
Jim
think
Jack
he's upset.
Wonderful, and my ally is Shantea, and I'm not gonna let anyone die. And then I fire off a prayer of healing up to 6 targets. So I'll include our new friend. I had to move
Uh
cast out of range.
huh.
So you slam the ground, you yell at the warg, and then you cast Player of Healing.
Yep.
Wait, would I be out of range if I'm technically on top of the warg?
Well, you're more than 30 feet away from me otherwise. So that's why I had to move. You're in range.
Yeah, you're in range.
No.
So we have 6 points of healing now?
No, it's more than that.
Ah.
11 points to each of you. And
11 points
Ah.
each. Yeah.
Life cleric, baby.
Our life
Yes.
cleric can heal.
Very nice.
I'll say that. The life cleric has no shame in healing.
Brings me back up to full.
So does it come at you as like a is it radiating? Like how does that feel?
When I slammed the mace, oh geez, I just shrunk.
You're good. I was wondering where you went. I was like, where? I thought he got excited, and all of a sudden,
I slammed the
Jack, I
mace
didn't
into
know
the
you had
ground,
enlarged reduce.
and from the ground there's a wave of what looks like leaves, and the wind blows out and then cascades out from me, and targets each of you and sort of blasts out of the ground up into you and healing you, sort of like an autumn wind carrying the leaves.
excellent.
That feels breezy.
And hey, special effects, you hear a whisper, Shantea, 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 Shantea.
I like it.
It says, Earth Mother bless you. And then I'll turn back to the warg.
All right.
And hopefully he's facing me, so Arwina.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, so now you want me to delete things? Okay.
Okay.
What
That's
is
my
this
turn.
deleting?
This one is going to try to tear at. So what you're seeing, and for this one, I'm not going to have any sort of rolling. But what you're seeing, Arlena, while you're underneath it, is this warg is tearing into the cart itself, ripping to get to you. So for this round, it's not able to reach you. But next round, that portion of the cart is no longer able to be used as cover.
Okay.
So it is trying to get to its prey. But you're up.
Erwina will bravely army crawl this way and then pop up. And I believe she's more than 5 feet away from this warg.
Yes.
So she's going to guiding bolt the orc on top of the warg.
Okay.
But I
Nice.
believe she's hit before. And then that's a unwashed 20.
Unwashed
It
20
forgot
hits.
Forgot to wash his hands.
Nice.
For 13 radiant damage.
So as you once again light up another orc as it falls to the ground next to its warg counterpart, it lays there just kind of twitching for a moment and then just dies.
Okay.
So you've got 3 wargs that have no owner. One has a potential owner, but 3 have no owner. Anything else you want to do?
As her bonus action, she's going to. Let's see. Flaming Sphere, come back here. What fun things can we do with you? I know there's like a gajillion things that Flaming Sphere can do.
It can move.
Yeah.
I believe anything you run through it, you hit.
Yep.
She's gonna have it ram. No, she's much more concerned about the ones that are going to try and eat her. So she's going to starry form Archer, the one that was bothering Jinjack.
That's the one I thought you just killed.
No, I killed the orc.
Okay. So you're gonna attack the warg now?
Yeah, the warg.
Okay.
Sorry, I have like a gazillion things that I do.
Thank you.
It's the wonders
You're
of a druid nowadays.
Attack. Oh, nope, that's a nat 1.
Nope.
Ooh.
But then she's gonna duck back under the cart and hide right here. Right? Bravely hide there.
I will say with the nat 1, you fling this archer, this radiant energy, and it goes way out of the way, past the orc and warg. But there might be other consequences that might come from that as well. All right. And that brings us to our final warg. Both of the after watching the warg just try to bite at the spirit and not be able to, this one has understood that that's not a good idea, and runs around.
Oh, come on! Just a little bite.
Yeah, just a little bite. Now, it runs around, and it is going to fling a. Oh, let's see. It's going to fling a javelin at Jinjak.
Rude.
Right, rude. All right, let's see here. Where's my luck? Fling another jab. 22 hit, Jinjak. 4-6. As a javelin comes from the air straight into you. Where does it hit you? No idea?
I'm muted. Yeah. All right. Where's it hit me?
Yeah, where's it hitting you?
I don't know. Torso?
All right.
That's usually where hits
I
occur.
don't think you need to roll another concentration because your
Nothing.
bless is. Yeah, you just got to drop your bless on your
Yeah,
character
got my
sheet.
bless last one.
It's still floating on your character sheet. That's the downfall.
Oh, how do I get
Yeah.
rid of it?
So you got to go to effects on your character sheet and just turn off bless.
Sorry.
You're good.
Let's-
All right. Let's see. Now that we're turning to round 3, what is our new druid gonna do?
So,
What is
bear
that?
with me. All right, I'm gonna get a little creative.
Go for it.
All
I
right,
like creative.
bear with me. So, what I'd like to do is I like to turn to the warg that she's on.
Okay.
Okay, and I want to do Beast Bond, which gives me the ability to basically bond with the beast and tell it to do whatever I command it to do, as long as it has an intelligence of 4 or not more than 4 or higher, excuse me. So I'd like to do that, and I'd like to also do technically I can't, but I'm going to leave this at your discretion because I think this would be really cool. Is I would like to get, where is it? I just saw it and I lost it. Flame Blade, which is a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So Flame Blade, I can evoke a fiery blade from my free hand, but I like to toss it to Castle while she's riding on this warg, and then like hit whatever she's gonna move with the warg. So like she uses it as a weapon. So
Normally, I would say this is way overboard. That's so cool. So yeah, let's
like
do it.
I'd like to like put my hands on this beast, kind of soothe it, and then as she gets ready to rear up and like ride off,
Yep.
I just be like, here, you're gonna need this, and I just fling a fiery flame, and it's just gonna like, and she'll catch it with the other hand as she like runs towards like the other warg. Like that's what I'm hoping would happen. I know it's a little movie-esque,
Hey, I don't mind
But-
movie-esque.
but I think it'll look pretty darn cool if we can get that to happen. And I'll even roll concentration every turn to make sure that she can hold on to it. And if she hits, then it's a 3d6 of fire damage.
All right, sounds good. So this is what we're gonna do. Is there anything for Beast? So I want you to activate Beast Bond real fast so we can see.
Okay,
what that
I could
looks
do
like.
that. Sure.
That
So
way we can
Beast
burn some
Spawn,
spells.
I'm gonna burn this spell.
Okay.
So you establish a telepathic link with a beast you touch that is friendly to you or charmed by you. If the spell fails, the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher. Until the spell ends, the link is active while you and the beast are with the line of sight of each other. Through the link, the beast can understand your telepathic message to it, and it can telepathically communicate simple emotions or concepts back to you. While the link is active, the beast gains advantage on attack rolls against any creature within 5 feet of you or that you can see.
Okay. I'm going to play this a little different. This could be great. This could be really bad. So what I'm
Okay,
going to
okay.
do is because
Sure, sure.
Despawn says you have to be friendly with it or it has to be charmed.
Right,
I'm
right,
going to
right.
make you roll a animal handling check. Now, because Castle is on top of it and she has proficiency in animal handling, I will allow you to do that with an advantage.
Okay, okay.
But the DC is 15, so I'm going to keep it high. But
Okay,
if it
okay.
goes through, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, okay, okay. I can do
Also,
that. I
you
can
can
do that.
also make the argument.
I also do animal speaking. Like I have animal speaking spell. So if you want to do that or beast spawn, whichever one is better.
Which do you think makes more sense in this situation? As
So
your druid.
I feel like
'Cause you're
okay,
trying
so
to-
animal
you're trying to
animal
have this
friendship
one
animal
controlled.
animal friendship is like this spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range and must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you in the spell's duration. If you or one of your companions harms the target, the spell ends. At level 2 or higher, when the cast spell is using a spell slot of second level or higher, you can affect one additional beast for each slot above first.
So friendship is more you're allowing the creature to feel comfortable, which then
Right.
means that Castle is going to have to then do a animal handling to
No, I want to convince this thing like it's
follow
okay.
Castle is what you're saying.
follow
right?
Castle, like
Yeah,
follow
Beast Bond
Castle.
is your best option then.
Yeah, follow Castle, do what I tell you to do, and fuck shit up.
Got it.
Like-
Okay, yeah, let's roll it. So you got
Yeah.
animal handling with an
So-
advantage because the Castle being is there as well. And let's see what we
Yes.
get. 15 is what you're. 15 is
Okay,
what you
with
gotta beat.
advantage. Boom, 15 on the dot.
There you go.
Nice.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go!
So I'm gonna put my hands on it, right? So I'm gonna put my hands on it and I'm gonna be like, I know you're ugly, but you're beautiful on the inside. Okay? You're beautiful on the inside. We're friends here. We're not anything. We're not any harm to you. I'm sorry about earlier. She didn't mean it, but she's good people. And like as I do that, like I sense the animal relax its muscles to now like obey my commands. And while you see me do this, like there's a green aura coming around the animal. And like you kind of see like just me kind of put my head up against it as like it was like a dog and just kind of sense it calm down. And as I feel the muscles relax, I look up at my new friend and I look at Castle and like I extend my arm like I did before where they didn't see it, but this time instead of a flame shooting out as an arch, a sword is formed with fire and its steel comes out. And then as I slap the rear end of the warg, I'm gonna say, Castle, you're gonna need this. Or I wouldn't know your name, but I'll be like, you're gonna need this. And I'm gonna fling the sword and hopefully she catches it.
All right. I'm going to say because it's being magical, you're able to directly connect it to, as you fling it, you watch as it kind of, and as it gets close, it's almost as if the chain reaches out and catches a hold of your other hand, Castle. As you now have your vicious longsword in one hand, your red flame or your flame blade in the other, and you are a terror to be seen on this warg. Now, for people who don't understand, a warg is about the size of a large wolf. So we're talking; these things are sitting a good 4.5, 5 feet
Like a
on all
pony.
fours.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a sight to be seen if we were putting a camera over top of this moment. So
As like this second like sword enters like my hand, it now like the the raven's form is like still up, but it's less just like a swarm of ravens, and now it's just like a black single raven mass wielding two swords on a warg, ready to be a menace.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I will say since Eloin pretty much burned all of his actions
Action
to
movements,
make
yep.
this possibility, Castle, it's your turn.
All right. Okie dokie. So we are 100% going to take our steed and hiya
Hiya.
off towards this direction, towards Jinjet. What is my movement on this work now?
Let's see.
Because I have 35 and
So a warg's movement is 50.
okay, cool,
Ooh,
cool, cool.
even better.
Cool. So we're gonna fully run up alongside.
And that is for our friends on the stream. Wow, that went really big. Give me a second to shrink that down so y'all can see what a warg actually looks like. This is a warg. So if you imagine Castle on top of that thing, covered in a slew of ravens with one blade out and the other blade on fire, this is what we're looking at right now for all of our audience members.
Fantastic. So just so I can this one here next to Jinjack, is it just the warg now?
It is just the warg. The three on this side of the wagon are just wargs.
Fantastic. All right. So yeah, we're gonna run up to this warg beside Jinjack, and we are going to bonus action 2 weapon fighting.
Yeah.
So
Heck
we're
yeah.
gonna take our we gonna attack twice with I'll do you just want me to roll the great sword twice, or because
Yes.
okay. Okay.
So at least for attacking, yes.
Yeah,
It
okay,
makes
cool.
it easier.
All right. Okay, so we'll just do. Okay, so the first one fails. And then
Trying to hold on with just your thighs is very difficult against a large creature like this.
it is.
True.
And then 23.
However, that will hit.
23 on the second attack.
So that was your flame blade, correct?
Yep, that's 3d6 fire damage.
All right.
Okay. Do I just type that into chat?
Or you can go to the far left where the
Oh.
little
I
simple
see.
dice roller is.
Yeah, 3d6.
Yep, 3d6. 9 points. But
Nice.
it is
Of
also
fire
going
damage.
to roll a wisdom save because that is fire and it has no master. So you watch as the fire strikes this warg, and instead of the warg looking back and turning on you, you can see nothing but fear in the eyes of this warg as it is about to just jump ship. But yeah, it has taken its 9 points.
So that was I think that because with 2 weapon was my bonus action, do I still have like my regular action?
No, that would have been your
Okay, that's
action
good.
because
Okay, yeah.
your swing with your weapon was
Right.
the first action, and then the
Yeah.
blade was the second.
Okay.
Did
And
she
then-
roll with advantage? I know this is late, but she has to roll with advantage due
On
to
the
the
blade?
warg. The
Oh,
warg.
because of the warg.
I could just re-roll that crit fail on that first one.
The beast gains advantage, so you can choose to have the
Right.
beast attack as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, we're good.
So are you going to make the beast attack the warg as well, or no?
Mm.
Oh,
Mhm,
you. Oh,
mhm,
that's
mhm.
right. Well, you're technically
Mhm,
controlling.
mhm.
it.
I'm in
That's
control.
Right. That's on him.
I'm in control.
he's biting. He's biting everything.
He
Biting
biting.
everything. Got it.
We biting.
Bite. All right, and that brings us to our warg, who's going to bite.
The other warg.
The other warg. 16
Nice.
hits.
Yes. Let me see that slashing damage.
For 10
Yum.
more.
Yes.
And then it's going to see if it pins it. And it pins it.
Oh. Oh yeah.
So, as that warg, you watch as on top of the castle is holding on as this warg rips into the leg of the other one, pulls it from underneath it, and places its claw on top of it as it is laying there on the ground, terrified, burning. It's not having a good day.
Not dead yet?
Not dead yet. Wargs
I
have
would-
wargs have a lot of health, but they are
Jesus.
just they're riding. I mean, they're beasts of burden for those creatures. So
I would like to kind of like extend like my arm towards Jinjack and be like, wanna lift?
oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, certainly, if you're making such a pleasant offer, I'd be happy to ride that thing.
Let's get you out of here, buddy.
All right. So as Jinjack, give me an animal handling to get to get up on that.
No problem.
Yes. And since can I give him advantage since I'm controlling the warg? I can like tell it to like kneel down.
Sure.
You know, so that it gets him up on there.
Sure, I'll give it that.
Yes.
I will say the downfall with that though is that Jinjack will not be able to move once he's on the warg. It has to go on Castle's turn. So.
As long as Jinjack's cool with it.
Yep. Okay. Roll with advantage, based off of
Yeah,
Elwin's.
I told the warg to
Respawn.
kneel for you so you can get up.
Okay, good. I'll roll again then.
Yeah,
Is it-
you still have you are having a hard time getting up on this very
Ah,
hunched
just carry
over.
on without me, Castle.
Warg.
Just carry on without me.
It's cold. It's the cold on your knees.
That warg that's
I'll-
next to me is on fire, right?
Yes, the warg that is on the ground. Well, so that's the thing is the warg is currently pinned to the ground, burning, and has been bitten and has been hit by the or bitten by the warg and put on the ground. So you technically have advantage on that attack.
That's fine. Thanks for the offer, Castle, but
I'll swing around and pick you up on the next loop.
that's fine. Thank you.
Just for our audience, you realize that we're about to go into warg jousting here in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As the orcs are not going to be thrilled that they're seeing the warg being ridden. So
Oh yeah.
this will be fun. Are you going to attack the warg though that's on the ground, Jinjack?
Oh, can I? Is it my turn?
It is. Oh wait, no, it's not. Hold on. Let me get the one left, which is biting underneath. Since I did tell you that this is the downfall, this will be attacking, getting a hold, trying to get a hold of Arowina. So it's going for your leg, Arowina.
Naughty creature.
24.
Gee!
As it's pulling on you to get you out into the open, you'll take 6 points, and I need you to roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh
good. That thing
man.
I'm known
DC
for.
13.
$15.
Holding on to the
Erwina kicks it in the snout.
kicks it in the stomach. All right, roll me your concentration, and while you're doing that, Jinjack, you are up. Concentration, you're good.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a smack at this warg.
All right, the one that's on the ground. So, yep, roll me a advantage.
with my mace.
Yep.
Attack advantage. Dirty 20.
Nice. Woo.
Damage is. Oh, for. All right. And for my bonus action, I see them gnawing on my little friend there, so can't have that. I'll speak a word, and I'll just say, Arwina. I keep telling you, stay away from those strange animals. And
I'll
I'll-
try and stay away harder. Kick.
Kick again.
I'll speak a word for Arwina,
All right. Speak a word of healing for Arowina.
and did it go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll heal you for 5.
You will gladly take it.
You'll gladly take it.
And yeah, I'm not moving anywhere.
All right. That brings us to the other two. This one is going to go straight at Castle and the other warg. So it's going to be warg on warg. It is going to go after the warg. Let's see if it hits it.
Don't you
20.
touch my animal.
25. It's a
Oh.
natural 20 on that one. For 10 points. Which, I mean, technically I'm attacking my own creature, but it's fine. But it is going to try to...
It's no
Pin
longer
it.
yours.
And it pins it. So, Castle, I need you to roll me a either a acrobatics, athletics, or a strength saving throw. Your choice.
Before I do that,
Sure.
am I able to use my protection with my shield to try and impose disadvantage on this warg? Because technically this creature is part of...
So I would say yes. However, you have 2 blades
I
in your
have 2
hand.
swords. Okay,
Yep.
totally fine. Just wanted to ask.
Unless you can come up with a cinematic way that would make sense.
I can't.
So
I can. Can I help?
I will gladly take your recommendation.
I'm not gonna say anything unless the DM says so. So
I will say this is all on you, Castle.
That's fine.
All right.
No, so you said athletics, acrobatics.
Yep. So athletics or acrobatics are going to be allowing you to get off of it without getting hurt or thrown to the ground.
Okay.
Strength save is going to allow you to stay on it even though it is on the ground. Your
Okay,
choice.
so you need an athletics and a dex save.
Either or.
Okay.
Depending on how you want to deal with this, you're either going to get off of the warg or you're going to stay on the warg. If you're going to stay on the warg, it's a strength saving throw because you're holding on to the warg. But the warg is about to be pinned to is about to be prone with this the other one biting it at its legs and pulling it. I'm giving you the option. You can either get off the warg or you can stay on the warg and continue to fight on the warg.
I mean, we went through a lot to get on this board, so I'm gonna stay on it. And
Okay.
go dex throw.
Okay.
All right. 17.
Able to hold on.
Nice.
The heavy tuft of the warg, you're able to hold with the reins. It can. So it's
all
on the ground.
that
You're kind
protein.
of bracing. Like if the way I can imagine this is the same way that like Legolas was on Lord of the Rings, where you're holding on and it's on the ground, but you're standing up on top of this thing still.
Yeah.
All right.
What
So
happens when I get when Castle gets 5 cups of coffee and a full plate of protein?
there we go. That's
That's
about what happens.
let's go.
Arowina, you're up.
So it's not very clear on them. Oh, also I have a question.
Sure.
This buddy right here. Did
This
it end
buddy.
its turn next to my flaming spear yet?
It did.
It needs to make its dex save.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many deck saves tonight.
So many deck saves.
Oh yes.
In all honesty, it's the only way to like protect certain creatures at this level because a lot of things have
That's
advantages.
a fail. So
Yep.
it takes 2d6.
Okay,
Oh, that's 1.
That's one.
There we go. And a 4, so it takes 5 fire damage.
okay.
Nice.
And then so for this one right here, that's been trying to knot on my leg. It's not very clear if I'm in its threatened square.
You would be in its threatened square, yes.
Okay,
Let
cool,
me
'cause
get it
didn't
down to where it
move.
needs to be.
Thank you. I was like, can I leave? Am I trapped with you?
No, you're trapped. You just kicked it in its snout, but it is definitely at biting distance.
Let's see.
As it has busted through portions of the wagon now, and the face is like inside of the wagon trying to bite at you.
Ooh, that's not very nice.
Does the warg have any metal on it?
I mean, the harness would have metal on it.
Okay. Because your girl is mostly ranged. She's going to thematically. She doesn't have to for the spell, but for this, she's going to. She's going to reach out and touch the warg, and she's going to drop concentration on her flaming sphere and cast heat metal.
Ooh,
Heck yeah.
that's gonna hurt a warg. That's face
Heck
damage.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
All right.
Straight on its bridle in its mouth.
Straight on the So that noise that just came out of the warg, it definitely screams.
And any creature with physical contact takes 2d8 fire damage.
All right, so that's the warg.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No
So
roll
roll me to-
necessary.
Nope, just roll it.
That's
13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fire
that
just
one's
straight in its mouth.
Yep. This one is going to have to make a wisdom save to decide if it is sticking around, but it has a owner on it, so it does it with advantage, and it still is staying, but it is not happy.
And then, just because she's stuck down there,
Yep.
girl's gonna continue to like fight for her life, mano a mano with this warg. And she is going to do a starry form as her bonus action, just point blank. It's not gonna go well, but she's gotta try. Girl's gotta try.
Girl's gotta try.
Girls just gotta try. Attack disadvantage because it's a range attack. Does a 14 hit the
It does
giant
hit.
thing trying to eat my foot?
Nice.
It does hit.
For 5.
And with that, the warg takes the blast to the face, and you watch its eyes glaze, and as it starts to kind of collapse forward, the orc jumps off and is standing up in the actual in the cart right now under some broken pieces. But the warg is dead.
Okay. Erwina is now going to bravely hide behind the warg from the other things.
All right. Our brave Arowina. You should do a brave Sir Robin skit.
It's actually the smart Erwina. This is the smartest she's ever been.
All right, and that one should have been the one that you were getting attacked by. So we're going to finish this off with our round 3. As round 4 comes out, I'm going to roll some wisdom saves because we have some wargs that are definitely with outriders and have seen fire. So I'm going to do 3 real fast. We have a 5, a 19, and a 5. So this one here is actually that's castles. This one here is going to start to run. If you allow it to, I'm just going to put a bleeding on it so that we know that this is the one it is. And then this one here is also going to start running. Nope, that's the one that's pinned. This one's going to start running. Nope, that's not right. Hold on. No, it is this one. Yep. So it's going to try to start running, but it's also pinned as well. So there is that. So that puts us at Elwyn. The warg that's next to you has started to look away and is looking to dart away at its next moment. What do you
Sure. My question is this. Has it gone out of my distance as far as like I have an attack of opportunity, basically, was what I'm asking.
No, it is right next to you.
Okay, so it hasn't jolted off yet.
It hasn't jolted off yet. It is going to. You can see that it is starting to feel.
How does it
feels-
look? There's a reason why I'm asking. Is it
Um,
bloodied? Is it like...
It is bloodied.
bloodied. Okay. So I'm assuming there are rains that are
There are
like
rains on them. Yep.
okay. So what I'd like to try to do, Elowin does not like visitors.
Okay.
He's going to grab the reins
Mhm.
and try to pull the warg towards him
Okay.
and whisper, "I'm sorry, but no one passes." As he touches them, and as he touches the warg, a green glow and almost a streak of red comes out of his eyes as it touches this animal, and he's going to do necrotic damage onto this warg. As he uses his staff to pass that energy through his staff into his
I
hand.
know what you're doing. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So I would like to do that. Let me roll.
If you want to hide what you're doing, just send it to me, and then I can explain it,
Yes.
so that the party doesn't have an idea yet,
Yes.
unless they watch the stream, because it will show up on stream.
It needs to succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And I need to roll for damage, and it does an extra 2d10 of damage.
Okay.
So
It has a 3 on its Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna pass. And yeah, he needs a 15.
Okay. He failed.
He fails.
Very much so.
So you want me to roll 2d10 of necrotic plus
Correct.
the damage on
Plus the
top of that?
Yes.
Okay. So 2d10.
And if you get over 16 points, I'm going to have you describe what this necrotic energy
That's
does.
14, but that's just necrotic. And I
Okay.
have to add the damage on top of that now.
Okay.
So do you want me to do it as an unarmed strike, or do you want me to do it with the strike?
What's the minimum you can do is what? In damage?
Minimum is 2d10 plus whatever the
strike is.
strike is, yeah.
What's your strength?
It's a 10.
So you have 0 on that. Roll it as a. I mean, if I say what it is, it's gonna give it away.
I can roll it. Yeah, I can roll it as an unarmed strike. If
Yeah,
you
roll
want.
it as an unarmed strike,
Attack.
just for damage.
Normal. 16 hit.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then now, how do I roll that damage?
You just hit the damage.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. I needed a 1.
Yep.
So
You need a 1.
I needed a 1.
All right.
right.
So what does that look like?
So as he grabs the reins and his eyes now, you can't see, but out of the blindfold, you start seeing streaks of red come out, and green energy just siphons through his entire body. He reaches out to the hand of the warg, and almost with a sympathetic voice, but still with anger. It's a little bit of anger and confusion, but also sympathetic. He whispers into the warg, "I'm sorry, but no one passes." And as he does that, a pulse of energy comes out of his hand, and you see just a streak of green lines, almost net-like, envelop this warg, and it just grabs it and tightens around it as you see it finally disintegrate into ash.
And where you see this, you start to watch as the warg itself just envelops into the ground, as if like fertilizer has now been produced within this area. But yes, this warg has been removed completely. All right. Castle.
And
Oh.
sorry,
Yep.
I'm gonna finish the movement.
Go for it.
I'm gonna head over to where I see the cleric.
Okay. So 5, 10. all the way?
Yes, right next to him. So I'm right next to the warg. I concentrated. Do you want me to roll a concentration to keep
What?
the
Oh, I see
flame
two.
blade?
Okay. No, because she wasn't hit,
Okay.
and you weren't hit. So,
No.
um, all right, and then that brings us to Castle. So, Castle, right now, you being standing on top of the warg itself, the warg is pinned by the other warg, but you have a direct connection or direct eyesight to the orc that is on top of that warg. What do you want to do?
Fantastic. So first, as a bonus action, I am going to harness divine power and expend one of my channel divinities for the day, and I'm going to get a spell slot back. And so what that looks like is I am atop this warg. I have a fiery sword in one hand. I have a glistening great sword of unknown origin in the other. I am a black, fully formed raven mommy, and it just continues to like glow in this like blue and red light as I give myself a little bit more of myself back now that I don't owe anyone my reasoning for what I choose to do. And then I am going to take one of these swords and I'm going to just stab this pinned warg right on up.
You're gonna stab your warg?
No, the other one that's pinned.
The other one is not pinned, or the one that's on the
There's one that's pinned by our warg.
Yeah.
Our warg has one pinned.
Oh,
with
that's
his
right.
Paw.
Yeah.
Yours has one pinned, and then they have you pinned. So yeah, this
Yes.
is this
It's
is
a turducken
dog
of pinning.
pile.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a dog pile, which is why I walked over.
Right.
It's the one that's on fire.
It's the one that's on fire, right?
Yeah, and I have advantage.
Okay,
Um,
because it's on the ground. Yep,
if it's on the ground, and also mountain combatant gives me advantage.
got you.
So that's a nat 20.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm not even gonna at this point because of how much that actually already has. I'm not gonna have you re-roll. I have to roll on this. How do you want to kill this warg?
I have just decided that both of these swords are going to go into my hands together, and I'm just going to plummet both of them fully down into its spine. And as I do so, the raven form just explodes into feathers, and it's just me again. And
Erwina from
Oh,
underneath
great.
underneath the cart goes, it's just like how I imagined it for the epic. Let's go.
it's
So I'm going
not
to.
feathers and blood, and she's never felt better about herself in her life.
I'm going to stop you for just a moment because this is the first time that you have legitimately released your anger, your hatred, your vengeance. And for a moment there, similar to how when you do your divine sense, only this time as you sink both blades into this warg, the entirety of your vision turns this very ominous red. And the only thing you can see is what is in front of you. Everything else has glazed away. Everything else is like a mist around you. That's all you're seeing is just your target as you sink both blades into them.
This is not only the first time she's like ever been proud of herself and just unleashed all of this. This is the first time she's gone into what she's doing with no purpose other than what's in front of her. It's always been for the cause, for revenge, for justice, for your image, and now it's just for me, for me. Good for her.
Now, I will say, though, the one thing that kicks into your brain, though, as you sink the blade deeper and deeper into this warg, the only thing you can see is one word: malice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll continue back to our story. So, as the warg is destroyed and sits there dead on the ground, we move past the 3 wargs that have been slaughtered to the final one that is standing there, pinning your warg down. And it is going to do its next attack, since the other one did not get away. Actually, wait, no, that one is your warg. Never mind. Jinjack, you're up. There's a warg on the channel that I can't tell if it's a good guy or a bad guy, so I gotta figure that out somehow.
Well, I see the one that's in front of Castle and me, and there's another one up in the
There
northwest.
you go. I'm just gonna hide that warg. 'Cause I don't
There was one that was trying to run away.
Yeah. So the one that's trying to run away was this one, and then this one is trying to decide if it's time to scram or not. This one here has Castle's currently pinned.
All right. I'm gonna. How's Castle? Castle, how are you looking?
Bloody.
No, 'cause-
Bloody.
oh yeah, I'm covered in blood, but I have 22 hit points.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I was worried about Arwina, but her. Oh no, there's an orc there. What am I
Yeah, there's
thinking?
Don't worry, Erwina will rescue herself.
Oh, stop. All right. I'm thinking. All right, fine. Crossbow bolt to the orc.
All right.
– 15.
Definitely hits.
Seven points to the orc.
All right.
And
That's not looking bad.
Arwina, how are you looking? Are you still?
Oh, I'm pretty Gucci. I'm at 25.
Actually,
Erwina,
with that crossbow bolt, you watch as it sinks into the orc's neck, and the orc falls to the ground because the orc has already taken damage.
Oh,
So
killed it.
you killed it. Yes.
Nice.
You got your
Crossbow.
you got your first kill.
Nice.
Erwina,
I'm not supposed to do this. That's not my assignment. And all right, I'll take it. And then I'll bonus action. No one needs healing. Looks like.
Not at the moment.
Oh, all right. Except maybe for me. How am I looking, actually?
yeah, heal yourself.
I have 15 out of 21. I'm okay.
Save that spell slot. Spend it on something pretty later.
Right?
I'm gonna. Yeah.
You're gonna take us to Mickey D's later.
Oh, we were going to Wendy's.
Oh yeah, Wendy's. I'm sorry.
Wendy's Tavern, where
Wendy's
the frosty
Tavern.
machine is always broken.
Yes, that's
can I-
right.
Use a bonus action to glance around and see where that big fella that was up on the hill is, or if he's close to us.
Yeah. Give me a perception.
All right.
While you're doing that, this warg is going to attack the other warg.
Don't you dare.
It's going to, because it's on the ground, it gets advantage. 21 for 7.
12 on perception.
12 for, yeah, you don't see him anymore. All right. And then the orc is going to try to finish that off. Since the worst thing about is the fact that one of their own has now betrayed them, even though they don't know why. There's still something about it. 15 doesn't hit. That does hit. I didn't even roll it at advantage. All right, and that puts that one. So as yours, all of a sudden your link kind of goes severed for a moment as the warg falls, just kind of like drops its head to the ground. Castle, you still standing on top of it, or actually you now kind of leaning from this dead warg onto the other one, this one standing in front of you, and it is going to, as it's going to take this moment to run after this. So it's going to do its movement action. So your choice if you want to swing at it or not.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it.
go for it.
You said it, she's seeing red.
Yep, she's seeing red.
She's seeing red. And if it tries to move out of her line of sight, she's just eyes locked on it.
What
And
she's doing is this will actually move out of both your sight and Jinjack's. So,
right.
but I don't know if Jinjack's going to pull out a mace and hit it.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it.
Yeah, I'll accept the assignment. If it's a freebie, I'm gonna pop him.
That hits.
23.
That hits.
5.
5. Okay. 15 hits with the mace. For 1. All right. It does take its 50 feet though, and it is going to run. I think at this point, I don't think anybody can keep up with it.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're forgetting
Arwina-
one little person that I still have out there that hasn't
And
moved.
Arwina has guiding bolt too.
All right. Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. Arowina, you're up too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
she's
let you go first.
Crawl out from under her hiding spot,
Okay.
and she's gonna take an attack on it with guiding bolt.
Are you? Before I continue, are you attacking the warg or are you attacking the orc?
I think she's gonna prioritize the orc
Okay.
because, at least as far as she knows, most people don't talk to animals besides her and a few select others.
Got it.
So the warg won't spill secrets, but the orc might.
Okay.
And then what's the distance on this? So
You
it's
need a 14 to hit the orc.
okay. And what's the distance that they're at?
They are currently at 50 feet.
Yeah, she's gonna bonus action starry form first.
Okay. You need a total of
That's a nat
15
one?
points of damage to kill the orc.
That's a nat one on that,
That's-
but the guide
Oof.
should have done the guiding bolt first. It's fine.
Okay.
Do we have any more free uses? Freebies. Yeah. That's a 14 on the die to hit.
14 hits.
19 damage as
All right.
Arena comes up from
Nice.
under the cart.
So describe this to me: how you come out from under the cart and slay this orc on top of the warg.
The first one does go a little wide, but
Okay.
you know it's fine. It's fine. It's the warm up, and she like shakes her hands out, and
It's a
then
tracer
like,
shot.
Focus. Yeah, it's you know just a warning off the whatever the boat part is called of the giant dog. As she but as she focuses in, takes a breath, she contorts the light that pulls from her into a blast and just hucks it.
As it does, the
Hadouken
orc
style.
is struck from the warg, flies against the ground, kind of drags against the ground. This does give the warg a moment of movement, but for next turn. However, this warg and its partner are going to let out kind of this strange, like, like growl and bark at the same time, and then they're going to dash 100 feet. So, I don't know how much y'all can keep up with that one, but that one is heading out the distance.
And then as just a free action, she dusts the dirt off of her skirts as she gets out from under the cart.
Oh, prestidigitation to clean off the dirt.
Oh no, it's not even a presty, it's just a mundane one, because that'd take
Oh,
an
okay.
action.
Got it.
She's not that fastidious.
Got it. Okay, Elowen, you have one chance to either kill the warg or kill the warg with the orc.
I am going. I, Elowin,
Yep.
will look at the orc and look at my compatriots, whoever is here, and I'm going to ignore it. And I'm going to walk very slowly in a almost a very elegant walk, but kind of like trot towards the two wargs. There's one thing that hasn't moved, and that's my spirit, and it can move up to 60 feet.
Okay.
These guys are not going anywhere. So I walk forward in more of a trot, cast entanglement on both of them as they are not going to move.
Okay.
And then I summon my fiery beast to go over to the farthest one to burn it to hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me can you connect me with Entangle?
Yes, I'm going to lose concentration on the blade. So, like, I imagine she thrusts through with both blades, and
Yep.
then, like, the fire just engulfs the thing, turning it into ash.
Yep.
And then, as she does that, I take concentration off of that and cast entanglement on the two beasts.
Okay.
Whatever the entanglement is.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like a 90-foot radius or whatever. And then they have to.
So it's a 20-foot square. The 90-foot is
20-foot
the
square.
distance.
The
You
distance.
can cast it
Well, then I'm gonna do it on this guy,
on this
the
one.
closest one, and
Okay.
then my fiery summoner is gonna go right after him.
Okay.
So that's what I would choose to do. So I'm entangling this guy. He's not going anywhere. How do I take that out? Fish measuring tape. This guy, right there. Yeah.
There you go.
How do I take this guy out?
I don't know, I'm having a hard time grabbing it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll get it.
A creature in the air within you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by entangled plants until the spell ends.
Okay.
And your DC check is a 12.
So that is just a warg, just a reminder. The other one is both the warg and the orc, so just heads up.
That's fine.
So, okay.
And then this guy is going after him.
Okay, so he's going to move. How far can he
Yeah.
move?
He can go up to 60 feet.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yep.
Yep. And he's going to also attack because he does have an attack. And being in the presence, he also takes additional fire damage.
All right.
So he's going to attack using where is it? Using Flame Seed, which is a range attack. So he's gonna start trotting away as a horse would do. And the range attack to hit a range up to 60 feet, one target you can see hits a 1d6 plus 2 fire damage. And then within its presence, it does a 1d6 plus 2.
Okay.
So that is 1d6 plus 2. That'd be 7.
Okay, that means you need 8 points to kill the orc on top of it.
Okay.
So if you can get the 8 points and the orc dies, and the warg will not die on just one shot.
All right.
But if you can kill the orc, then at least you know that nobody's going to return and say anything.
Yes, that's the point. And then 1d6. Boom.
No. Close.
That's a 6.
Yep.
But that is its attack. I still have an attack.
Yep.
So, give me 1 second. Pretty sure I can get it from here. Where is it? Scorching Ray. There it is. It's a level 2 spell. Goes up to 120 feet.
Yep.
You create 3 rays of fire and hurt them at a target within range. You can hurt them at one target or several targets. Making a ranged spell attack for each ray on a hit, the target takes 2d6 fire damage. And I'm casting it at a level 2 spell.
Okay.
Okay. 15.
15 hits.
Awesome. That's 1 ray.
Yep. And that takes out the orc.
Takes out the orc. Then I shoot it again at the
At the warg that's running away too.
warg that's running away. That nobody
6.
left behind.
He's like, no, not today, bro.
No. No one's in my area. And then once again. Ah, crap.
I will say that the warg will be able to get away at that point.
Okay.
But there are no more orcs, and unless you allow unless you continue to pile down on this warg down here, because he's entangled, so he's gonna have a harder time.
Oh yeah.
This is your last round for everybody up until we get to that warg. Once that warg is moving, it's gonna be gone because it's gonna run 100 feet. So.
Yeah. And I'm moving my 35 feet this way.
Okay. Last round, Castle, you're up.
Yeah, we're gonna go charge at this
Warg.
this warg.
Okay.
And see,
And I don't think you can even get to it, but
get right there.
okay.
Let me get
Are you
there.
casting? Are you doing anything ranged, or are we moving past you?
What?
Are we doing anything else, or is that it?
Let me see really quickly.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, Jinjack, you're up next.
Um, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll roll up to here.
Okay.
And cock a crossbow bolt.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Nope, that's 30 feet. Okay. And I'm gonna tag the one that's far away.
Okay.
Skirts on.
So that'll be a disadvantage, right?
Is it disadvantage?
Nope. Nope. You're good. 80. 13 hits.
Alright. Damage.
2.
Oh, I'm up one! Yay!
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Anything
my
else from you,
devastator
Castle?
I am.
Or are you still looking?
So, that's it for the round.
Okay. Castle, anything for you?
No.
Okay.
We are the map isn't on center though. On
Oh, it's
stream.
not. Oh,
No.
let me. Yeah, this is gonna be a hard one because the map doesn't go big enough. So
Yeah.
we're attacking this one over here, and our group is right down here. So, that brings us to the warg that's in the entangle spell. So he's going to try to get out of the entangle spell. He's going to try to run. So he needs a strength saving throw.
But 12.
21. So it's going to take its. It's going to take its. What is it? Does that break its action or no?
Yes.
Creature
I
in
think.
area. You can say.
It frees itself. It doesn't take an action.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. A creature by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against your spells. Yeah, so
It
it
frees
just
itself.
breaks itself.
Okay. So it's going to just use its movement, which is still 50 feet. It's going to just meet up with its friend. It's
Take
gonna
some more fire
Yep, it's
damage.
going to take some fire damage. So another 1d6, right? Plus 2.
Yep, 1d6 plus 2. 1d6 plus 2. That's a 4.
All right. Arowina, you're the final one before these wargs get out of the way.
5, 10,
What do you
15,
wanna do?
20, 25, 30. Erwina moves here.
Okay.
And she's going to. Which one of them looks more injured?
The one that just ran past, that was in the entanglement, is more injured.
Okay, so the top one, she's gonna guiding bolt.
Okay.
Um, $14.
14 hits. So
18 damage.
that's just enough.
Okay, and then Erwina coming in with the cleanup on the bottom one with
So
her guiding bolt.
you need
Or
11
not guiding
points.
bolt.
Don't even
Nice.
know if it's
See,
possible.
She's been rolling. She's been rolling.
Can
really
I
low
roll
on her-
advantage with the horse nearby?
You know, as this is the final battle for the evening, sure. We'll see if this looks.
That's a nat 20
we go.
on her archer
Let's
form.
go.
All right, so you got double damage here, so you still got to get 11.
That's a 15.
There we go.
Nice. Let's
You're-
go.
You're small, sunny gal.
Yep. All right. So as both of the wargs drop at the final stretch there, you watch as everything kind of comes to a close in combat. And you can see now Elowin standing there, the rest of you circled around, and there is this just strange amount of tension and calm all together, because we're at the end of our evening. So we got to find out where Elowin is leading them, or if he's leading them, or if he's going to turn his back and go. We'll find this all out next week as we continue our story here on Dressed Quest. Now, before we go, of course, we will be losing our dear Alex for 2 weeks for some personal stuff, and I hope she has a wonderful time. But we'll be getting back our goblin and our barbarian for the next 2 weeks, and of course, we will have our wonderful guest for the next 2 weeks as well, as we continue to tell our story of Stillwell. So, real quick, I'm just going to let everybody go around the corner, or around the table real fast. Let us know, give us your little quick 10-second elevator speech, and let's close this down for the evening, shall we? Alex, since you're leaving us, you go first.
Hi, I'm known as Wild Hearts on TikTok. I will be on a filming hiatus, but that doesn't mean the stories stop. I have lots of drafts, so if you like Erwina content, feel free to give me a watch. Spend 15 seconds of your day enjoying whatever dribble comes out of my mind.
All right. Our wonderful guest. Who are you and where can they find you?
My name is Norfolk911. I am the game master, dungeon master, all extraordinaire for Twisted Fates over on the Twisted Fates channel here on Twitch, and all where you can find us on a podcast and on YouTube and everywhere else. We're currently running some amazing campaigns. Currently, the Candela Obscura campaign, Chapter 1, What Lies in the Shadow, which is really, really exciting. We're on the 3rd episode this Thursday. We have episode 2 being released on YouTube and also on wherever you stream your podcast, which is really exciting. Our awesome DM is also on there as one of our guests, which is amazing. So if you want to see him play, check that out. And make sure to check us out on anywhere you find Norfolk 911 or Twisted Fates on all of the socials.
Awesome. Torrance, where can they find you?
Hey guys, you can actually find me here on Twitch as TinyT14, where we just get into all kinds of gaming madness, lots of rage, lots of befriending of killers and Dead by Daylight. And then if you want more castle content, you can head over to my TikTok, which is the TinyT14. And then, as I said before, if you are in Tennessee and you will be at the Tennessee Ren Fair, please come hunt me and my friends down. Make a TikTok with us. Come say hi. I would love nothing more than that. It'll be an absolute blast this weekend at the Tennessee Ren Fair.
Awesome. And I'm going to give a quick shout out for Chris because Chris is, though he has not really this social media presence, he does amazing artwork. And everything that you see that comes out from the Be Right Back screen all comes from Chris, our wonderful life cleric. So keep an eye out on all of the social medias for Dress to Quest, Gen Con, Tabletop Misfits, and all of our guests here as we continue to promote those, and you'll see what comes from this week's episode next week. I, of course, am your game master, lore keeper, tavern keeper, and everything else under the sun. Tabletop Misfits. You can find me on Mondays here, on Wednesdays on my normal channel, Tabletop Misfits, and now on Thursday nights over with Northwolf 911 for our third episode of Candela Obscura. So come check us out. We'll see you guys all next week. I can't wait to continue this story. Have a wonderful evening, and Dress to Quest is out.